Hello out there, stitchy friends and family. My name is Tara, and I am starting a floss tube slash a little bit of Bible study for those who are interested. The beginning portion will be what I'm working on with cross stitch and a little bit of quilting, and at the end, a little bit of scripture. I am a born again believer. I've been through a lot in my life, and I just want to share with others the word and the good news it brings. But if you're not into that, just buzz me out. Totally get it, and I can talk about that later why I totally understand. So let's start with cross stitch. My cross stitch journey, as many have talked about, so much the same. 30 years ago, I was doing cross stitch and I just really loved it. I loved that I was sewing because neither my mom nor my grandmother sewed. My grandmother was a knitter. My mom liked to paint ceramics. If any of you remember the good old ceramic days, which I made a unicorn or two in my time. So anyways, they never really taught me sewing. And when I was in college, I met a friend on one of my dorm floors and she was cross stitching. And I'm like, what is this? And she said, it's cross stitch. And I just remember it was just a beautiful, huge piece that she was working on. And so anyway, she took the time to explain it, told me to go to Ben Franklin's in the Midwest. Everybody knows where that is. I went down to Ben Franklin's, spent my little $3 and got my first little kit, and off I went. And I cross-stitched for several years, and then once I started having kids, my husband and I are married, and having kids, I just kind of lost that desire to do it. First of all, because kids take up your time, and second of all, I just didn't like the patterns, and I didn't know what to do with it all. And so I am sad to say I gave it all away. I gave everything away. I only have one piece left that I did, and thanks to my good old mother, thanks to moms who save everything, that is the only cross piece stitch I have left. And if anybody actually watches this floss tube, I will show it. It's no big deal, but definitely I look at it now, I'm like, oh, I wonder where that pattern is. So anyways, my fast forward many years later, I have a girl and a boy. My daughter, she is married and has a baby of her own and lives about an hour away from us. And my son, he is 3 years younger than her. So he graduated in 2018, and you know how that is when you have that last child and you don't have 5,000 activities to go to anymore. Football, basketball, track, one act, speech, music, drama, all that stuff. You're kind of at a loss for a little bit. If you were like me, like, what do I do now? I'm so used to be gone every single night, always doing something. So after several months after he'd left to go to college, I was just like, I would like to really learn how to sew, how to quilt. I had dibble-dabbled a little bit when my baby girl was born, but then, busy. Life gets busy. So thanks to many YouTube tutorials out there, it was just kind of eye-opening. And then I was just kind of like obsessed, and I totally understood why people watched YouTube. I'm like, I get it. It's amazing. You can learn so many things. In fact, I fixed my washer watching YouTube. Who knew? So I watched all these YouTube videos, how to sew, thanks to Fat Quarter Shop and Lori Holt, Carolina Moore, Erica Arndt, so many of those lovely people out there. I started sewing and really getting into that. So I enjoyed it. One of my close coworkers, she's a fantastic seamstress, been doing her whole life, who's helped guide me, and I've had other friends who've helped me. So anyways, as time went by, I was looking for more and more YouTube videos, and here comes 2019, and I'm like, ooh, Lori Holt. I love Lori Holt videos. I'm going to watch hers. And she was talking about cross stitch, and her cross stitch pieces, I was just going, oh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It's just beautiful. And so, of course, cha-ching, had to go shopping and bought my first kit, and then was trying to cross stitch like it did in the good old days and just and I'm like, what is wrong? This is hard. I can't see. Oh yeah, it's been 25 years. So once I realized I need magnifiers, that was very helpful. So I started stitching from there, and I'm just, since 2019, which happened to coincide with COVID. So of course, when COVID happened, I am a teacher. I teach second grade. I had to learn how to make my own YouTube videos in order to instruct my kids and stuff. And in the meantime, I was also finding all these great cross stitch channels and found Priscilla and Chelsea. Oh, very exciting. Brenda and the Serial Starter. I mean, you guys, you gals and guys, you know who they all are. So I just had a great time, and I've learned so much, and I continue to watch them. I'm always looking for new people to watch, just like I'm sure many of you are, because things on TV, it's not easy to watch a lot of stuff on TV anymore. Half the time I have to cover my eyes or plug my ears or both, and it's just not what it used to be back in the day. Although maybe it wasn't that great back in the day, but we didn't know any better. So anyways, I'm going to start with just showing you some things I have actually finished. I'm not going to share any fully finished projects because they're hanging up around my house. But if anybody actually watches and I do this again, maybe I'll bring some down. So I didn't think I really had anything to share that I finished, but I actually have a few things that I've gotten done. Because you see, as a school teacher, I teach second grade. Once school starts, all my energy goes into that, and it's a miracle if I can make it through Friday standing. And thanks to coffee, I can. So anyways, one of my favorite mother-daughter duos besides Priscilla and Chelsea to watch is the Cornhusker State Stitchers. Of course, I love them. Living in central Nebraska like I do, I'm like, yes, somebody else cross stitches, woohoo! So anyways, I joined this fall their SAL, their Sew Along. Primrose Cottage, this is Halloween. I used all the called for colors and the called for fabric, but not 25 count, 14 count, because my eyes are really bad, and it's embarrassing to say this, but I should be legally blind. But we're not going to talk about that. So I worked on this. I did get it completed, not as fast as I was supposed to according to the sew along, but you know, the sew alongs, those are optional if you actually stick with it. And this is it. I got it done. I so loved doing this. I loved all the bright colors, and I am not normally a Halloween stitcher, but this was too much fun to pass up. And of course, I have a little granddaughter who is 1, so eventually I hope to hang it up and she'll see those bright colors. Primrose Cottage, those ladies, just so impressed with their patterns. So that is one I actually got done. Who knew? Not me. So I was impressed with myself. Another one I just finished, and I mean just finished over Thanksgiving vacation, because we're on vacation right now, was the month to month. I love the month to month. I love these barns, living on a farm, of course, but it doesn't matter if you live on a farm or not. There's just something about them. They're just beautiful, beautiful patterns. I got the August one done, but it's somewhere in a closet in a safe spot. Who knows where that is? Maybe I'll find it again. But anyways, I did get it done. I used one of those pink oblong hoop things everybody's using, but I don't know. It is a beautiful pattern. I used all the called for colors except the green and the wreath and along, I don't know, these bows. I accidentally used another green. I didn't mean to, but I did, and it's a little bit lighter, and I actually like it. So I got that done. This fabric, I can't remember. I found it on 1-2-3 Stitch. I thought it was supposed to be sparkly because it said something about sparkle, and I'm like, ooh, sparkle. I love sparkle. It's not sparkly, but I actually really like it. It worked out very well. So I will be doing a fully finish on that, and maybe next time I can show you. I'm very proud that I got that done. Something else I actually got done, I worked on the Prairie Schooler Winter Wind, and I worked on 2 of the ornaments. I did the sled one, and then I did the deer. And these are 2 ornaments. They're going to be for my son for Christmas. And I just love this whole ornament thing that people are doing. They're just so pretty. I used different colors, not the called for colors. I used what I had in my stash, and quite honestly, I don't even remember because I did this summer and got them done. And it is a sparkly Zweigart 16 count that I found at Hobby Lobby. It was hard for me to stitch with my eyes, but I did it. And that's the whole point. So I'm hoping to make some cute little ornaments for my son. I just like the whole idea. Okay, honestly, my kids, I don't know if they like my cross-stitch stuff or not. And, you know, one's 26, one's 23. And I'm just afraid that they'll throw stuff away. So I just thought, we'll do this and start with ornaments. And then I did ask my son if he wanted me to make something for him, and my daughter. She's still looking, but he did find something, which I will show in a little bit. Then I made this for my granddaughter. This is Lizzie Kate. I don't have the pattern on me. It's in a book in a safe spot somewhere. Who knows where that is? But it's so cute. Mooey Christmas. And Ella is my granddaughter's name, and she loves cows. We have cows. And so whenever she sees her grandpa, she starts mooing. In other words, I want to go see the cows. Okay, so all these other stitches are random, no order stitches that I'm working on. These are all whips, works in progress. This one I started this summer. We went to Breckenridge, Colorado. A lot of Nebraska people, we go to Colorado because it's beautiful and it's close, right? And my daughter and my son-in-law love Breckenridge. He grew up every winter skiing there and all this fantastic stuff. And I'm like, this sounds amazing. The only thing was, when we went, I was sick with sinus infection, and my son-in-law daughter left out the part that Breckenridge is one of the 10 highest cities in the United States. My body did not do well there. It was not fun. I was very sick. But the good news was I spent a lot of time with my family because I was sick the whole time. And I worked on this. This is Bent Creek Cabin in the Woods. I did this on our trip as we drove through the Rockies, and they are beautiful. I love the Rocky Mountains, just not so high. Just not so high for me anymore. This is how far I got before I was like, I can't do anymore because I wanted to start working on something else. And also, I ran out of the blue. So here's what I've got so far on this Bent Creek Cabin in the Woods to remember my fun yet terrifying trip in Breckenridge, Colorado. It is a beautiful town, beautiful mountains. Most people are fine up there, but for me, it did not work out. But so friendly. And this sweatshirt, oh my gosh, this is a soft, fuzzy sweatshirt I got there. Good deal. It was wonderful. And we ate at even though I was so sick, I ate some fantastic food there. And of course, we saw moose and we saw all kinds of wildlife. And I did get one little hike in. And of course, shop till we dropped. And that's the kind of stuff I love. The blue is the only color I did not stick with. I actually changed the blue because the blue that was supposed to come with it was, I believe, Weeks Dye Works Dolphin, if I remember right. Dolphin, I think so, or something like that. And I wanted the blue to really pop. So instead of that dolphin, I used Blue Bonnet, Weeks Dye Works Blue Bonnet. And that just made everything pop so much better than the blue dolphin. And I mean, I don't understand it all, but I understand it's all about the dye and what's casted and what they decide when they do it. So anyways, I hope to finish that this year. Okay, and then that's one whip. Sorry about the crinkle. Another whip, I have also joined the Cornhusker State Stitchers with Primrose Cottage. What is it? Christmas Rules. That's an easy title. Very cute. And they're right. I mean, these go just so fast. They really do. I'm behind on the sew along already, but they go very fast. I did not care for the gray color on the photo. Maybe if I would have ignored the photo and just picked a gray, I probably would have liked it. But I decided to go with something different. And I don't know the name of my fabric, but it's from Fiber on a Whim. This is what I've got done so far. It is so cute. I got this done within 3 days. I got this done within 3 days. And we're talking after school. And I take my dog for a walk and I get home and I make supper. So at 7 o'clock, I'm sitting down, and by 8:30, I'm ready to go to bed. And I was able to get that done. And I just got all this done last night already. And for me, that's just a record breaker for me, especially during school. So it's adorable. It's cute. I can't wait to get it done and have it hanging next year for Christmas. So that is Primrose Cottage. Love their patterns. Looking forward to getting more of their patterns. And then Kimberly at Fat Quarter Shop has flawless taste. Her work is just beautiful, and she just inspires me, as so many other people. And she's got great energy, and she's honest, and she just tells it like it is. This is what I can do, what I can't do. And so anyways, last year, may have even been 2 years ago, she did the farmhouse Christmas. So of course, we live on a farm. We ranch, we farm. I had to do it. So I started this in January. I had started with Whip Go, but I am a middle child. This is not true of all middle children. Some of us middle children are fantastically organized and structured. This one's not. I'm a little So I start off on Whip Go so good, but by March I fell off the wagon and I whipped away. Is that how you would say that? Oh, I whipped away. So I just started doing whatever I wanted to, and then I finally got back to this fall. And obviously you can see right where I'm at. And this is an oatmeal that I got at Hobby Lobby, 14 count Aida. Most of the stuff I do is on 14 count Aida. And this is the pattern I'm on right now. This is block 6, and this is Pinewood Farm. And then after I get that done, here is block 7. I love the roof of this thing. Love it. So that will be next. Then block 8. So pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Or in the words of my granddaughter, pretty. Pretty. And she never says it, she whispers it. Pretty. And then the final one, this barn. We have an old rickety barn across the bridge from our house, and it's not red, but pretty sure it was red like this at one time. So anyways, that, hope to get that done by 2024. Maybe I should put it like that. The colors are just so pretty. I was worried about the white not popping out, but I think it did. I think it does. But when I work with a really bright lamp with my eyes and stuff, and I'm sure a lot of you feel the same way, you start to doubt yourself and stuff, but it's fine. And I used all called for colors on that. And then here, I just started this morning. Now I want to do this one for 2023. I have a whole bunch of things I want to do. This has got to happen because I can't stand it. I love it. Winter Rose Manor. It is just beautiful. And I've seen so many people like Elizabeth Ann can stitch. So many others have done this. It's just gorgeous. And I want to do this. I don't have time to do it. So what I am doing is I'm making an ornament for my daughter now. And I hope to make one for my son-in-law of the cardinal. It's going to be a little ornament. I've got the wing done this morning. That's it. I'm struggling though because I'm just grabbing colors left and right. And I can't quite find a color I like, and I don't want to have to order because I just spent a whole bunch of money on fabric to finish things and to sew. Merry Christmas to me. Oh well. So those are my whips. I have quite a bit. I want to continue doing the month-to-month series. If you don't know about that, that is Housewives of Cross Stitch, Priscilla and Chelsea. I have done August, but I don't have it, of course. And then I meant to do September, but that's when school really gets going. I got it started, but I have 21 kids this year. I have been teaching on average 12 to 15 kids for the last 20 years. And this year, biggest class in the whole school, because we have a very small school, 200 kids about in K through 12, pre-K through 12. And so I started September. I had good intentions. And that's all I got. That's as far as I got. This is 14 count. This is Fabric Flare Confetti. This is adorable fabric. I don't know if I hold it back, you can see. I love the fabric. I just got really tired. So I hope, this is my goal. This is what I think's going to happen in my imaginary land. That I am going to get all the month-to-months done every other month. Does that make sense? I think that's what's going to happen. So I got December done. I showed you that. I want to get done with January. Here it is. Here are the colors, classic colorwork colors. It's so cute. I'm going to try and start it, but I have so many other things I want to start too. So it might be in February. And have you seen the February one? Oh my goodness, she just showed it yesterday. It's so cute. Here is, I really wanted to do the October one, but it didn't happen because school, my job. But now that things are calming down, I know the kids better. I can get home sooner than 7 at night. I've got a little more time. So I'm hoping to do the month-to-month every other month. I don't know if that's a good plan, but that's my plan. So anyways, my goals for 2023. I got the book of days that Brenda and the Serial Starter, they showed the book of days way back when I first learned about all this new cross-stitching world. I finally got it. I'm going to sit down this Christmas vacation because we get about a week and a half off. And I'm going to get myself organized and I'm going to make a plan. And I'm thinking I'm turning 50 in January. So this is my plan. My plan is to work on one big project a month and then a smaller project. How small it is, I don't know. We'll find out. I also want to get ornaments in there somehow too, because I would like to build ornaments and create ornaments for my tree. So I don't have any, but I would love to. I've seen everybody's trees. They're so pretty. So that's my plan. And since I'm turning 50, listening to Two Needles Pulling Thread, is that their name? Kathy and Missy. I don't know if I said that right. Kathy had said something about do 50 starts for the year of 50, but I don't think I can afford that. So I think I'm going to try and do this instead. 5 threads a night, 5 days a week. And I was figuring out, for me, that's about an hour of stitching 5 nights, 1 hour every night for 5 nights. And for me, that's a lot. So that's my goal for turning 50 for 2023. I bet it lasts till March and I fall off and do not a whip go, but a whip away. We'll find out. So anyways, just want to show you one project I am going to work on for sure. Well, actually, 2. I should be honest, 2. I told my son and daughter, one of my good friends that I work with, her mother is an avid cross stitcher, and she's full coverage cross stitcher. I am not in that category at all, but she is, and we were kind of visiting during keyboarding. Okay, we always visit during keyboarding. We just put the kids on the computer, have them work on typing, practice typing. There's really not much else to do except make sure their computers work. So she and I always chat for 15 minutes during that time. And she said that her mom always tells her and her brother to pick out a cross stitch that they would like their mom to do, and she'll work on it. It might take her a year or 2 years, but she'll do it for them. I was like, that's brilliant. So I told my son and daughter to pick out a cross stitch, and I was going to work on it this year. My daughter is yet to pick one because she has a 1-year-old, and she is her own social media manager. She's got her own business, her own company she has started. So she's really busy. She's got like 6 people working for her right now, and so she's got a lot on her plate, but that's okay. I'll just keep reminding her. But my son immediately hopped on that, and he chose this from Modern Folk Embroidery. There is history to this. Jacob, of course, is Modern Folk Embroidery, but he talks about the meaning, and it's pretty much, it is the Christian icon of, I cannot say that word, so I'm going to skip it. It's all about Lent, and it's all about the Lamb, because Jesus Christ is the Lamb. He is the Lamb who died for us. So anyways, I am not going to do this entire thing, but I am going to do this middle part. I did not like the colors personally. And then I thought, well, my son, he doesn't know any better. So I'm going to make it how I want to make it, and I will enjoy working on it. So I searched and searched, and I found someone that had done it, and they had done it on an antique white. So of course, 14 count Ada. I love 14 count because I can see it comfortably. And then I chose Summer Sky Blue. So 14 count, antique white Ada, Summer Sky Blue. And I think this is going to look very pretty. I told him, because he's not dating or anything right now, but I told him I want to make sure it's something that when you do get married, that your future wife won't want to throw in a closet, and that she will actually want to hang up, because I know how I was with my husband's stuff when we got married. Do we really need to hang that, honey? Oh, how'd that end up in the closet? So, anyways, I hope to work on that. I was also going to share a couple things I got. I have taken the advice of so many avid cross stitchers who've been doing it for years and years. So I'm trying to build my fabric stash. So this is from 123 Stitch. It is Fiber on a Whim, 16 count. That's as small as I'm going to go. I have enjoyed Fiber on a Whim. First time ever on that Christmas sale with the Cornhusker State Stitchers. So I got this. It is cocoa. It is so pretty. I have no idea what I'm going to use it for, but I just want to start collecting and get a stash so I can easily, when I'm in the mood and the mood strikes, just like with that cardinal today, I wish I would have had more color options, especially for Classic Colorworks or Weeks Dye, because it would be so pretty, but I don't have much of a stash, so I'm hoping to build it. And then I got this. I am in the 14 count Ada Club now with Fat Quarter Shop. This is Waxing Moon Dyed Effect from Fabric Flair. I don't hope that doesn't glare too much, but it's so pretty. Has that antique look. I really do like the antique look. So those are a couple things that I got. Also, I have been quilting. I think I mentioned this. And I have, well, I keep giving all my quilts away. So I have a couple. This one I am going to give to my mom, I think, for Christmas. I just got it back from the quilters, the long arm quilters. And it is Lori Holt, who has the Farm Girl Vintage 2. Farm Girl Vintage 2. She shows her gingham quilts in all these different sizes. So I did this one in lap size. And then look what they did at the long arm. Oh my gosh. I was just like, whoa. Beautiful with the flowers, the ladybugs. Oh, look at that. It's just so pretty. So pretty. So I'm going to give this to my mom for Christmas. I just love it. And it was so simple. After I cut it out, I sold this thing in 3 hours. Seriously, it was not fast. Once again, that's Farm Girl Vintage, right? Right? Hold on. I think the book is right here. Yes. There it is. Right there. Farm Girl Vintage 2. It's her gingham quilts. Oh, she's just brilliant. I think most of us know that. But yeah, she just shows how to do all those gingham quilts. So easy, so fast. For you 4-Hers, those who have kids in 4-H and want an easy sewing project, this is it. This would be a great beginner project for your littles to get going. So, another plan I do have is I want to do a cottage garden, a year in the woods, the barn owl, for my sister-in-law for her birthday. Her birthday is in September. No, it's in August. I want to do this for her. She loves owls. So I always try and get her something owl if I think about it. And I thought, oh, why not this? And the pattern doesn't look like it's, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of colors confettied around, but it's not that bad. I think I can get it actually done. I say that now, but who knows? And then I want to do this for next year for Christmas. This is also cottage garden. And this is the reindeer. Year in the Woods, number 12. The reindeer. This one was number 8. But isn't that just, it's so pretty. And of course we have tons of deer around here. Not reindeer, but tons of deer. Also, something else I want to do is start the Prairie Schooler Christmas Tree Farm. Thanks to Made by Michelle McGraw and Priscilla and Chelsea showing all their Prairie Schoolers. I remember doing these. I remember making some, but I gave it all away. So here I am trying to collect them all back. I hope to do this big piece right here. And I saw somebody use navy cloth instead of white, and I was just like, oh, hello, come to mama. So I'm going to do that, I hope. And maybe those could be ornaments. We'll see. And then I hope to work on these for Christmas ornaments as well. This is very disjointed, isn't it? Well, anyways, I have plans. And then there's a quilt I want to work on. I went to the Nebraska Quilt Company, which is in Fremont, and it is to die for. It's huge. I spent 2.5 hours in there just walking in circles. Loved it. As soon as I walked in, the gal at the front counter was like, feel free to pet the fabric. And I'm like, you know my style, girl. So I bought kits because I just was like, I just want stuff already packaged. I don't have to think about the colors because it just stresses me out to no end. I'm not good with colors, but I love when people put the colors together for me. And this is a Riley Blake. It is the Winter Wonder Sampler. So I hope to get that started this year. And I'm hoping we're going to have some snow days. Teachers love snow days, and so do kids. I don't know if parents do. But here are the fabrics, some of them. The pretty fabrics. So pretty. Oh, I cannot wait. Oh, that's so pretty. Cannot wait to work on that. So And that's not all. I have so many other things I want to do. So, anyways, that is just some of the things I have, some of the things I'm working on, and some of the things I have worked on. So now I'm going to do the scripture portion. If you want to turn me off, I'll see you again. So I am 49 years old. I will be turning 50. I did not believe in really God or Jesus or anything. Like, I knew God was there because my grandmother kept saying he's there, but my parents were not really strong believers, even though both were raised in churches and all that. And they kind of just rebelled against all that once they got to adulthood. So, anyways, life happened. Some difficult things happened to me, to my husband, and to various family members. And one in particular for my family was my dad disappearing. He ran away with another woman, and I was 32. No, maybe I was younger than that. I might have been 28, 29. My son was only about a 1 or 2, and that was hard because I'd had him on a pedestal my whole life. My dad was perfect because my mom told me he was perfect. Ends up he was not perfect. So after a lot of painful things and realizations and brokenness, the good Lord placed me with a bunch of co-workers who were strongly founded in the faith of God and belief in Jesus Christ. And just chipped away at my soul, until finally I just remember in the middle of the night, I opened the Bible, actually read it for the first time. I read it and I understood it. Before I was just kind of, whatever, it's a boring book with no pictures. But I read it and I just remember that moment, and it's changed me for the rest of my life in a good way, in a happy way, in a way that I can't explain unless you've been there. So anyways, fast forward many, many years later, I've done many Bible studies. I wasn't good about actually reading the Bible, but I did Bible studies with a lot of my friends, and I go to church and all that stuff. But once again, was not really good about reading the Bible because it took time and there were too many other good books to read and all that stuff. So anyways, I finally I listen. We have something called My Bridge Radio in Nebraska, and they are all the way across the state of Nebraska. So I always listen to My Bridge Radio on the way to work, my whole 7-minute drive to work. Yes, I know, I am blessed. And Lainey said she had prayed to God that he would motivate her to actually get in the Word. In other words, read the Bible, his Word, every day. And she said, by gum, every morning, like 6:15, there was a bird by her window, chirp, chirp, chirping, and waking her up. And that just set on my heart. And I'm just like, oh, I don't know. I mean, I could get up. And then I watched Priscilla and Chelsea. And Priscilla was talking about how she gets up at 5 a.m. or whatever. I'm like, why would you do that? And it just worked on my heart. And I'm like, okay, Lord, okay. Let's do this. If you want me to get up, wake me up. And I will start spending more time just reading the Bible. And guess what? 5 a.m. to 5:30, I always wake up. Always. Unless it's a Saturday. No, I still wake up, but then I go back to bed on a Saturday morning. But during the school week, I'm up. He is waking me up. This is not me. This is him and his goodness. And another wonderful thing he did for my first time ever, I decided to read a chronological Bible. It wasn't this one. It was another one. And first time ever, I'm actually going to read the Bible through. And the kindergarten teacher was reading the Bible through too. And so that motivated me even more to try and read. So we would talk about it that year we would visit about, where are you at? Well, this is where I'm at. Oh, I got behind. I know I had to catch up 3 days. And it was just so good for me not for her, I don't think, but more for me. But she said it's good for her too. But really for me. So then after that, the next year, I started another chronological Bible. This Bible been sitting in my closet for probably 10 years, untouched. And now, I mean, I've got notes. My pen's still in there, written. And something else happened this second time I read it. I discovered commentary on my cell phone. I usually look up commentary. Enduring Word is a big one. I've done some Bible studies also in between all that. Someone I really love, some of the best Bible studies I've ever done is Priscilla Shirer. Her dad is Tony Evans, Dr. Tony Evans. These are so good. I did these just alone. You don't have to do it with tons of people. You can do them alone, but you're not alone because you're with God, who is enlightening you and showing you his word. So anyways, so then after I finished that Bible, I'm like, I'm going to read the Bible again. Dug around my closet. Wow, I found another Bible. It is The Case for Christ, Lee Strobel. I love that movie. I love those books that he writes. Well, he does some commentary in his Bible. So I started the Bible again. I read slow. Don't get me wrong. I read slow. I take my time. Sometimes I only get a chapter done. Sometimes I don't get anything done because when I have company at my house, if it's my kids or whoever, we have lots of family. I usually don't have time to read because I'm tired or I'm cooking or cleaning or taking a kid somewhere. But when they're not here and it's just my husband and me, I get up and I make my eggs and get my cup of coffee and I settle in my cozy chair, turn on my cross stitch light because it's nice and bright, get out my cute little pins. I love these pins. Get them at Office Max. And I get to work. And sometimes I remember what I read, sometimes I don't. I'm going to be really honest, but I think that's how God's word works. And so I've heard many times you need to pray first before you read, and it's true. You need to pray first, and I'm not always good about that. But that's okay. And so right now, this is where I'm at. I'm in 2 Kings, chapter 17, about to start 18. And I just want to read you the last 2 verses. 2 Kings 17, verse 40 and 41. They would not listen, however, but persisted in their former practices. Even while these people were worshiping the Lord, they were serving their idols. To this day, their children and grandchildren continue to do as their fathers did. My husband's out there. I'm trying to fix lights because he's upset because 4 Christmas light bulbs are not flashing. But anyways, what this is all about is how God chose the people of Israel through Jacob and Esau. The 2 brothers didn't always get along. And God chose Jacob, and Jacob was the father of the 12 tribes. And so right now, the 12 tribes, they've already settled into most of Israel, but they didn't settle all of Israel, and that's a whole nother thing. And God told the Israelites, you need to get these Canaanite people out of here. I want you to get them out of here, or else you're going to pick up all their bad habits. Well, guess what? They did not remove all of them, and men are married with some of the Canaanites and picked up their bad habits, meaning sacrificing their kids on iron-hot statues and fire, and doing lustful, sexual, gross, disgusting things under trees, and so on and so forth. And it just persisted, and it's not changed. And those last 2 verses for me is just like, have we changed? Are we still worshiping our idols and trying to worship God at the same time? And I look at all my stuff around me and it's like, yeah, I do. So I think it's just so important for us to put God first. And it's so important for us to ask God, are you okay with this, God? Is this what I should do? King David always went to God first for any decision he made. This this third time I've read through about King David, he always went to God to ask him what he should do. And when he didn't, that's when everything went wrong. So that's something I need to work on, is always talk to God first before I make a decision. I hope he approves of all my cross stitching. I'm looking at my piles of stuff around here, and I hope he's okay with that. Maybe he's not. I don't know. If I get hit by a lightning bolt, you guys will know. So anyways, God is good. His son has saved us. Christmas is coming, and Jesus is born. There's so much to that story that we don't even understand. So let's try not to worship idols and worship God, but to just worship God first. So that's the end of my Flosstube / teeny weeny Bible study, and I hope you all have a good couple of weeks, and I will try and be back then. So thank you so much for watching and taking time out.